Design Education of Chikankari Artisans, a tool for social innovation. Chikankari is an art of embroidering on white muslin and creates various kinds of textures. It has cultural influences of India and invaders from outside. These have created a unique identity for this craft. The art of Chikankari has deteriorated from a craft of finesse to commercial and coarse embroidery, as there is no documentation on aesthetic heritage of this craft. For artisans, the design grammar is undefined, its symbolism is unstated. It's more known as a commercial craft now. The market influences have changed and there is no defined signature style of the artisans who practice this craft. The hypothesis that I would be working on this project is that skill and knowledge of traditional artisans of Chikankari with the confluence of design education could bring about a driving force behind their better wages, empowerment, and better perceived value of the products they develop. The objectives are many, from semantic study of Chikankari and its historical evolution as a craft and its design language, study of traditional raw material, malmal and threads, their making and sourcing then and now. Enhance subject artisans' ability to design for success in competitive craft markets, use of traditional and contemporary creative practices which are sustainable and alternate means of product enhancement, use of traditional garment making techniques of India which have minimal wastage, signature style development which was a core of this craft in past, to build the social biography of this craft, construction for its artisans, interactive design community development. There have been elaborate literature reviews on this craft and it needs the starting point being UNESCO, which talks of reinvention, Paula Manfredi, who talks about the need of archival for this craft, and a stress on creative development which has been highlighted by various other scholars. Chikankari has always been known for its creative essence, where artisans have worked on various kinds of chikankari like anokhi, dorokhi, which later became stagnant. The Kala Vraksha Vidyalaya in Kutch has attempted to bring about a change for artisans. The same model would be studied to work on this craft development project. It would lead to innovation and empowerment. Empowerment is something that is inherent and personal to artisans, who define which issues are important for them and need to be addressed. The research on design would have a convenient sample of 15 artisans who would undergo design education and would develop 5 to 10 samples during the course of study. There would be exhibitions of samples developed post-design education in India and overseas. There is also an effort to have a joint project with Kala Raksha graduates on similar lines of Pujori to Bhagalkot project. The methodology will be experimental design, where design education would be independent variable. The change of this variable on dependent variables of craft innovation, empowerment and sustenance of income would be studied. The data collection will be qualitative, through some portions will have quantitative data also. The procedure would have secondary research about Chikankari through literature review, museum and private archives, and framework development of the design education, identification of subjects who would be a part of research study, imparting of design education and reflection on it. It would include development of artifacts, interviews, case studies, product exhibitions, and data collection from consumers and artisans as well. Contextual analysis and quantization of data to report the results. It would be through semi-structured interviews of the subject, field studies, focus groups, feedbacks from customers and related people. Data analysis would answer few questions which are listed here. It would be organized into categories of themes and then subcategories. Some of them are listed here, and it's only an indicative list which would get updated while the project moves on. The significance of this project is very important, as Amartya says that achievement can be judged only with the personal values, and it would be always considered that how artisans have developed and how the perceived value of the design has increased. This research would set the relationship between design education and various perspectives an artisan has about his art and culture. The background work on this craft study has already been started. I've discussed such a project in a talk which I gave in Lucknow on chicken in presence of scholars and revivalists who showed interest in such a project. Judy Frater, with whom I am working on a project at present, intends to help during the course of this project. This project is based on research and design development undertaken during my master's dissertation project titled Dastangoi. The glimpse of that project working is here, which involves similar kind of evolution of design. It is expected to replicate a similar concept in this project. There are elaborate references that were taken for this study. I have been working on chicken craft sector since past 3 years and have archived its samples, stitches, design, and have talked to various artisans, spent time on their workplaces. I've also presented same in various conferences. This is not a standalone effort of mine, but involves various scholars, artisans, friends who have extended a helping hand. We have shared knowledge and experience and have tried to reflect upon it. It has always given a future direction to the work. My gratitude to all of them, and would expect similar support in this present project. Any further queries or feedback are welcome. Be a part of this effort.